Hey everybody, good evening and welcome. This week on the Daily Dose, we are asking the question, who needs God? Because maybe you've heard in your life that religion could solve all of the world's problems, but then you look more closely at what religion does, what religious people do, and you think, maybe religion is part of the problem, which does beg the question, who needs God? So as we tie up our series today, I would like you to wonder with me this question. When you were a kid, did your parents ever say to you, is this a want or is it a need? Do you really need a new backpack every single school year, or is it something you want? I know you're 16 and I know you want a car, but do you really need it? And maybe you realize that as adults, we do the same thing, right? Do I really need a new phone, TV, fill in the blank electronic device, or is it something that I just want? And take that question, the want-need dilemma, and apply it to our question about God for just a second. Who wants a relationship with God? Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, wait a minute, I know you work in a church, you're setting me up, right? Everybody should want a relationship with God. But step back for a second and be honest with yourself. Are there times where you've doubted the answer to that question? Maybe you've struggled to ever want a relationship with God. When you look at the world around you, when you look at what's going on in your life, when you hear of a new cancer diagnosis, or you lose a family member, a tragic accident happens and you think, God, how could you let this happen? Why would I want a relationship with you when things like this happen in my life? Why would I want a relationship with you when I've struggled through all this trauma, all these situations that keep happening to me? And then there are the times where we humans mess up. We mess up, we make a lot of mistakes, right? Broken relationships happen. And we step back and say, oh, that was my fault. I may not have admitted it right away, but that one was definitely on me. I know I think back to this year of staying in place and quarantining and adjusting to this life at home. And there are a lot of friendships that I let slip by. It would have been easy for me to pick up the phone, to FaceTime someone, to reach out, but I didn't. Sometimes I saw on social media where someone really suffered a tragedy in their own lives, someone who I cared about. I could have called and said, I'm here to listen, I'll bring you a meal, but my silence was pretty powerful. And mistake after mistake, we start to say, God, it's too hard to be accountable to what you want for me. I'm already a failure, so I'm going to keep on keeping on failing. And I guess that's just how life is. God, you're probably done with me, so I don't want a relationship with you. I don't need a relationship with you. Now, believe it or not, back in the early days of Jesus's life, and after Jesus died, actually, people were asking these same questions. We're a broken record of humanity asking these same questions. And Paul, who wrote a lot of the New Testament, was writing letters to communities who were asking these questions. They were feeling like a failure after Jesus died. They were wondering what they did or what they didn't do, what they could do or shouldn't do. And in his letter to the Romans, in chapter 5, verse 2, he writes these words, God demonstrated his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. It wasn't that the early followers of Jesus needed to finish a checklist of things and then Jesus could die and then all would be well. It wasn't that they needed to do certain things, become certain people in order for everything that Jesus gave us, the promise of forgiveness, to happen. This all came because we were still sinners. God sees that we're so flawed, that we make mistakes all the time. God demonstrates love in the midst of this brokenness. We're human, and there are days, months, maybe years when we neither want nor think we need God. But the good news is it's not up to us to determine when God shows up. God has been pursuing broken relationships like this since the beginning of human time, and God is not going to stop now. Thanks so much for tuning in this week on The Daily Dose. We'd love for you to head over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe so you get notifications every time a new video is added. If you're watching on Facebook, we'd love for you to share and invite a friend to watch, whether you're watching online or on cable. Simply inviting someone is a great way to invite them into a conversation. Thanks so much and have a great weekend.
Oxygen, my very breath, the source of life, the source of rest. Oh, I need you. You're the wind that fills these fragile sails. You carry me through crashing waves. Oh, I need you. Oh, breathe in, you in, Yahweh, Yahweh. Breathe in, you in, Yahweh, Yahweh. Breathe in, you in, Yahweh, Yahweh. Breathe in, you in. Stars would have no shine. Stars would have no shine without your word. So be the spark, Lord, let me burn. Oh, I need you. Oh, I need you. Burning within, Yahweh, Yahweh. Burning within, Yahweh, Yahweh. Burning within, Yahweh, Yahweh. Burning within. You are the great I am, seated upon the throne. Nothing can take your place in my heart. I'm bringing all I am, standing with lifted hands. Nothing can take your place in my heart, in my heart. Singing your name, Yahweh, Yahweh. Singing your name, Yahweh, Yahweh. Singing your name, Yahweh, Yahweh. Singing your